Hello, namaskara, namaskaram, namaskar. Has China recently threatened the USA openly without any veil at the Shangri-La summit? This threat is, of course, very open in nature. The way it has been delivered by an official from China. Shangri-La summit, where the chief military officials meet in order to discuss the most pressing issues at the Asia Pacific region, in the Asia Pacific region, is turning out to be something not short of a drama. A drama that is, of course, going to play out soon enough. We are going to discuss all that in detail. Before I begin, let me tell you about a very interesting course that we are going to launch for you all, that is Prelims to Interview. Prelims to Interview course envisages not only tackling the interesting and very difficult questions of prelims but also conceptual clarity, which is the key to crack this examination. We will also refine your personality through continuous mentorship, and that will be, of course, preparing you for the interview as well as the mains. In the mains examination, of course, your personality cannot be seen by the examiner, but you have to reflect it through your answer writing skills. That will be tackled with the help of daily answer writing practices. Other than that, the prelims based questions will also be a continuous part of the entire ecosystem that we are launching. So, all this is going to be at a very affordable price. It's just 60,000. But what if I tell you, you can avail this offer, avail this course at a lesser price? That is also possible by using my code, that is PD Live. As you can see here, PD Live. This course is prelims to interview. Actually, it is 60,000, but we are giving it at a discount, at an offer, and you will avail it for 29,999 only if you use this particular code PD Live. This batch is starting from the 19th of June, and it's a live batch. We are not going to give you recorded classes, stale classes. No, we are going to give you very fresh of the fresh classes that will be live in manner. I will be taking up international relations, and of course, that is a huge chunk of the GS mains paper. So do avail this offer at the earliest by using this particular code. If you want to know more about it, I will definitely try to make a feature of this particular course soon enough, and you can know all about it. Now, as I told you, China has openly threatened USA, saying that it's going to be a very destructive war if it ever happens between the USA and China. Of course, it is going to be because of Taiwan. See, there are many questions that are running through our minds. What is Shangri-La? Why is Taiwan so interesting for both China and the USA? If Taiwan wants independence, why can't it have so? So all these will be answered. Shangri-La, first of all, is a summit. It is a summit that has been established in 2002, and since then it is an annual dialogue. It was established by the British think tank, remember that, International Institute for Strategic Studies, and the Singaporean government. Because this particular summit happens at the Shangri-La Hotel in Singapore, that's why it gets its name, Shangri-La Dialogue. Here, the defense ministers and military chiefs from 28 Asia Pacific countries meet and talk about security issues. Now, Taiwan, which is a sticking point between the USA and China. It is, as you can see, it is having a lot of facts to understand from the perspective of your examination. Taiwan lies to the east of mainland China, and it is a big part of the Pacific Ocean. As you know, China's assertiveness, not only in the South China Sea, but as a theater for another assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific, is the biggest reason that Taiwan is a sticking point. There are historical causes as well. The relationship that China had with Taiwan, then Taiwan had with USA. So Taiwan is having a semi-presidential republic. It is actually known as the Republic of China. Republic of China. Whereas, if we talk about China, it is known as the mainland China, People's Republic of China. Alright, the population as of 2023 is 23 million, humongous population. A ground for huge trade, investment, economic relations, education relations, health relations. That is why it is very important. It's an asset to both USA and China. Of course, USA since the erstwhile times, it has been following a policy that it acknowledges that it is a part of China. But there is an interpretation to the word acknowledgement as well. Religions which are followed over there, Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity, and folk as well. See, when there is so much diversity, of course, there are going to be opinions on independence as well. If they want to get independence or if they want status quo, all that will be discussed as well. And Mandarin Chinese is the official language other than Minnan, Hakka, and the rest. So, moving ahead, if we discuss this current status of Taiwan, it is governed independently of mainland China since 1949. See, when the China nationalist government was defeated, it was exiled to Taiwan. And since then, it has been maintaining its own autonomy. Although it was offered by Deng Xiaoping that we should have one country, two systems for you guys, as we have for Hong Kong and Macau, but Taiwan did not like it. So Taiwan is being administered autonomously. Remember that. Now China considered it a renegade province, a province gone bad. But China says that we will eventually unify it by 2049. This is the big Chinese dream. So Xi Jinping is very adamant on reliving and of course appreciating the constructor of the Chinese dream. Now, as I told you, it's autonomous in nature. The democracy is there. It has its own democratically elected government. And since 2016, President Tsai has refused to accept a formula that as her predecessor used to have, that have good relations with China, have perfect cross-border relations with China, cross-strait relations with China. So she is trying to carve out her own kind of Taiwan, that is an independent Taiwan. Now, is Taiwan a part of China? No. It is actually, a policy is there, one China. You can have your own capitalist sort of economy, don't have communist economy. You can have your own democratic government, not like us. But you have to accept that you are a part of People's Republic of China. You are not Republic of China. PRC is the only legitimate government of China. And PRC wants this to be accepted by Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. The one China principle is followed in case of Taiwan and not the system, which is one country, two systems. It seeks Taiwan's eventual unification with the mainland, and there was a 1992 consensus between the Chinese Communist Party and the Kuomintang Party. So they used to be acceptable of the fact, the KMT party, that of course we are a part of China and one day we will become a part of the mainland China. Now, what is the basis of all these claims? See, when you go to a website which talks about Taiwan's relationship with China, that is a Chinese website which I have read. And if you write all this in your mains examination, you are going to get beautiful marks, trust me. See, China mentions that Taiwan's relationship with China has been established since 230, the year 230. We are not clear it's 230 BCE or 230 CE. It's just 230 if you go there and read it. But since 12th century, there has been an exercise by the Chinese imperial, we can say kingdoms, that they used to exercise jurisdiction over both Penghu and Taiwan. And in 1885, the King Court upgraded Taiwan's status to a full province. It became the 20th province. And in 1895, the Qing government, defeated in the First Sino-Japanese War, was forced to cede both Taiwan and Penghu to Japan, and China recovered Taiwan and the Penghu Island after a period of time. And that is through certain declaration, because this won't be asked in your prelims for sure, but that could be asked in your mains examination. If you want to write a good answer, you can write all this, then you will get good marks. So according to 1943 Cairo Declaration, it was issued by the Chinese, US, British governments saying that yes, Taiwan is a part of China. Also, the Potsdam Proclamation was signed by China, UK, and the US in 1945 for the Japan to give back Taiwan to China. So on the basis of this only, the Chinese say that it is our province. And in 1971, the United Nations General Assembly also adopted Resolution 2758 saying that there is only one China and we do not accept this policy that there could be another China as well, like Republic of China. So UN multilateral institutes as well do not accept this. All right. Now, so is Taiwan a part of China? Let's be very clear. See, President Xi Jinping talks about the 1992 consensus, which reflects an agreement that the two sides of strait belong to one China. This was agreed upon by CCP and KMT parties. But now their stand is also changing. Now he says that both these regions would work together to seek national unification, and for the KMT it means one China, different interpretations now. For a long period of time, they were very okay with the fact that we are going to be united with China, but now they are changing their stance. Okay, and earlier they used to say that yes, we are one China, we will get eventually unified, but not anymore, because in the elections they have been defeated. See, Taiwan's KMT has the drafted constitution, the drafted constitution of the KMT continues to recognize China, Mongolia, Taiwan, Tibet and the South China Sea as a part of the ROC. But the KMC doesn't support Taiwan's independence. I'm telling you all this, which was a accepted narrative by KMT long time back. KMT leaders have discussed whether to change the party's stance now on the 1992 consensus, because of course, who would want to let go of democratic government? Now, the Democratic Progressive Party, which is a rival party of the KMT, it never endorsed the understanding of the 1992 consensus. They don't say that we are a one China, we follow the one China policy. And as well as they have said explicitly, openly, that they refuse it. The President Tsai is trying to bring up other sorts of plans which could be acceptable to both Taiwan and China, and this one China policy can be scraped off. And China, of course, says that okay. Xi Jinping says yes, we can go with one country, two systems, like we have in the case of Hong Kong and Macau. These are special administrative regions. It was proposed by Deng Xiaoping, who said that these two countries can have their own capitalist economy and their own democratic government, but they are going to be a part of China, as in they will accept that they are nothing but a part of mainland China. Taiwan never accepted this. All right. Now, see what is the interest of United States. That is also important. In 1979, the US established formal diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China, that is the mainland China. And they also severed all sorts of diplomatic relationship with the Republic of China. Republic of China it's Taiwan. So there was this strategic ambiguity, balancing, that the US maintained that okay, we are friends with you officially, but with them we will be unofficial friends. So that is what the US did, because they of course had to ignite insecurity in Taiwan, and insecurity leads to arms sales. They will sell the arms to Taiwan, saying that you have to be prepared if ever China wants to take control of your territory. So it does that only. All right, but it of course, in order to ensure that its arms industry remain intact, created an ambience of fear and insecurity, and hence now they have special relations with Taiwan. Now the country which is governed by the one China policy, this has been observed and accepted by the USA at the time of Ronald Reagan, the then US president. He said that we do accept that there is only one China and Taiwan is a part of it. But this all was known in how many communiques? There were certain communications which were shared between US and China in 1972, 1978, 1982 about this. And the Taiwan Relations Act of 1979 as well spelled the same. The recently declassified 6 assurances file was also declassified, in which the President Ronald Reagan conveyed its position on China. They acknowledge that the Chinese position that there is but one China. Now the problem is what is here is with the word acknowledges, because even the US officials say we just acknowledge. That does not mean we accept. We just know that you are trying to say this, but we do not agree to your point. This is what the USA does. It maintains strategic ambiguity. It never openly clarifies where does it stand, and that has created a lot of problems in the past as well as present. Taiwan is a part of China, has been accepted as well as not accepted, acknowledged. PRC is the sole legal government of China, and it also rejects any use of force to settle the dispute that is between China and Taiwan. Please, if you want to be unified peacefully. Don't use any sort of force. It maintains cultural, commercial, and other sorts of relations with Taiwan with the help of American Institute of Taiwan, and it has, of course, pumped in a lot of money in order to ensure that AIT remains intact. It also commits to selling arms to Taiwan for self-defense, will maintain the ability to come to Taiwan's defense. This is also very ambiguous. What does it mean, ability to come? You will just have a lot of arms and you will tell your friend, okay, if you get attacked, I will have the ability to come. That means I have a car, I have arms with me, and I might also have other allies for you. It does not maintain, I will not say that, yes, I will definitely come to ensure that you are safe. So there is a lot of difference. While not actually committing to doing so, this is strategic ambiguity. But right now, Donald Trump, since the time of Donald Trump and now Joe Biden has said that we are definitely going to come. If you are going to be attacked by China, we will help you. This is what Joe Biden has recently said, although certain officials backtracked on this, but later on they, of course, through their actions, it was seen that they mean that. They will definitely come to Taiwan's defense. Since the time of Donald Trump, the relationship with Taiwan, it has skyrocketed. And with the visit of Nancy Pelosi, and recently many Pentagon officials also visited Taiwan, that also created a lot of flack between China, Taiwan, China, USA. All right. So since Donald Trump came to power, he sold more than 18 billion worth of arms to the military of Taiwan. Taiwan has its own military. Unveiling a $250 million complex for its de facto embassy in Taipei, as well as Trump spoke with Tsai by telephone ahead of his inauguration. That was the highest level of talk between USA and Taiwan since 1979. So this was the time when the relationship between USA and China were getting sour. He also sent several senior administrative officials to Taipei. Earlier, that there was a protocol that was set. Where will the USA officials and Taiwan officials meet? But that was also broken. Now, Joe Biden was the first US president to call Tsai, the Taiwanese president, to his ceremony of becoming the president. That was the first. Military training and dialogues with Taiwan has been made more robust. Regularly, they are sailing ships near Taiwan Strait, and also has encouraged Taiwan to increase its defense expenditure, which it is doing. It also, in 2022, USA Congress proposed to pass a legislation in order to boost Taiwan and USA relation, bolster the island's defense, that means selling arms and warships, encourage its participants in international organizations so they can have a counter effect to Chinese presence. Taiwan Policy Act of 2022 was passed by the US Congress. It had a proposal to designate Taiwan as a major non-NATO ally, as NATO is open to only Europeans. August 2022 was when Nancy Pelosi, she visited Taipei and met with Tsai. That, of course, was not liked by Beijing. It was, of course, two types of showing the resentment to the USA. First, condemn the USA actions. Second, intimidate Taiwan through breaching their air defense system or, sailing their warships in the strait. So all this happened. Tsai also met with the new House Speaker Kevin McCarthy during a March 2023 visit to California, drawing a lot of flack from the Chinese government. Why Taiwan is important to the USA? See, it has a lot of trade and investment in Taiwan. Health, semiconductors. We are going towards digitization, semiconductors, chips. These are very important. So, as we know, Taiwan is a hub of semiconductors. Why to let it go under the wings of China? Other than that, when it comes to trade, Taiwan is United States' 8th largest trading partner and US is Taiwan's 2nd largest trading partner. So, where money is, USA, and I think nowadays every country is. So, could war be erupted over this issue, over the Taiwanese issue? Yes, the clear answer could be yes. No, some might say no. See, because of China's growing military assertiveness, as many premiers of China said, first be economically independent, then flex your muscles. It actually applies for all individuals as well. You will have a standing, which is really sad and unfortunate, but you will have a standing once you are economically powerful. That is what China did, and it has done that very marvelously. Now, deterioration has happened because of this in cross-strait relations. China could try to invade Taiwan in the next decade, according to a very important US official. Some say that it is, could be further than that. Others also believe that 2049 is a critical date when there is the realization of Chinese dream that Xi Jinping has, that we have to get Hong Kong, Macau and Taiwan and the other disputed island as under one China, one single mainland China, and that is going to happen. When that is going to happen, that will be realizing of the Chinese dream by Xi Jinping. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has further emboldened China, but it is, of course, going to do certain things. It will try to understand Russia's policies, what mistakes Russia is making, how to evade sanctions. When it will learn very craftfully all these things, then only it will go to invade Taiwan. Also, Taiwan has been a major catalyst for China's military modernization in order to ensure that China is able to defeat not only Taiwan, but all those countries who are going to come to Taiwan's help. Those can be also defeated. Taiwan likely doesn't stand any chance if it does not get any help from the outsiders. Taiwan has also realized a record budget of over $19 billion for 2023 when it comes to infusing money in defense, and Tsai's government is planning to pump in extra 8.6 billion on defense over the next few years. These will include cruise missiles, naval mines, advanced surveillance, etc. Also, if we talk about another important point over here is that Taiwan will definitely ensure that it has good economic relations with major Asian countries like India as well. Now, what has China done to intimidate Taiwan? China might not want to wage war on Taiwan, but it wants to show the people that it's better to be a part of mainland China rather than be a part of Taiwan. So, it has of course done certain things, such as the frequency and scale of patrols of PLA bombers has increased. Fighter jets getting into the air defenses, getting into the air security systems of Taiwan, surveillance aircraft over and around Taiwan. China has also sailed its warship and aircraft carriers through Taiwan's important regions. Thousands of cyber attacks from China have been reported by Taiwan. China hacked certain websites of government agencies. In 2016, China suspended a cross-strait communication mechanism with main Taiwan liaison office. Also, it restricted tourism to Taiwan by Chinese people. So, it actually fell. In 2015, 4 million Chinese used to visit Taiwan, but in 2019, it was just 2.7 million. That means it is trying to weaken Taiwan. Also, it has pressured global corporations, including hotel chains, to list Taiwan as a part of China, as China. And in 2021, China cut off trade with Lithuania as well, with certain countries which are establishing their relationship with Taiwan. It is cutting off trades with them also, such as Lithuania. So these are the different policies China is forming. China has also ramped up interference in Taiwan's election. See, such as using disinformation on social media about the government, trying to divide people on party lines, increasing its control over Taiwanese media outlets to show propaganda, to ensure there is a flow of proper propaganda. KMT governed actually under the martial law for a very long time. So democracy of Taiwan is really new, but it has not, fallen back, which is a really good thing. That generally doesn't happen. Now, most people in Taiwan actually support maintaining the status quo. There is a small number that support immediate independence, but that is, of course, never free of bloodshed. Also, even fewer express support for the unification of Taiwan with China. Overwhelming majority reject one country, two system model, and nearly 61% of island's residents regarded themselves as Taiwanese in 2022. Just 3% considered themselves only Chinese, and 33% identified as both Taiwanese and Chinese. This is what the narrative is. We have to know what the people think. So all this was ensured that reaches out to you, because you have to write a good answer, and in this manner only we will mentor you, not only through YouTube only, but also with the help of P2I programs, P2I course that is starting from 19 June. Okay, so if you want PDF of this, join my Telegram channel, that is Pooja Dwivedi StudyIQ UPSC, and you will get the PDF of this. Thank you so much for watching.